For every proposal we are going to write or apply to a funding organization, whether it can be both government organization, research institute, or any private organization which is serving funds to research to a researcher. So initially we need to know what the researcher qualification should be. So first one is academic and professional background. See, usually the funder will ask for the researcher to have at least minimum PhD qualification. So in case of other like medicine and engineering, etc. disciplines, they will ask for MD and MS qualifications. So usually they ask for the highest qualification for the researcher to possess. That is one criteria which the funder looks at. Then academic rank or position. Most of the sessions when I am taking this lecture, I find that most of the participants are coming from either private or private colleges or deemed universities. So I don't know whether they have this nomenclature: assistant professor, associate professor, professor, research scientist, like this. So most of the government and state and central universities have these nomenclatures, these ranks or positions. So I recommend that this is one area where the funder will look at when he is reading our curriculum vitae or biodata. So if we have this nomenclature, then our academic rank or position will carry weight. So another one is institutional affiliation. So, for example, university or in research institute. So, if you are belonging to a college, university, or research institute, they will look at the college profile for 5 years or so. So, if your college or university has a history of receiving grants from multiple sources, your CV gets a better chance of being selected. So, next one is research experience, previous or current research projects and roles. So, for example, if you are part of another research and you are either heading it as a principal investigator or co-principal investigator or co-investigator, collaborator, these are the titles which we assign to the project staff. So if you have any such experience, that will show as research experience in your curriculum vitae. Then experience in similar types of research or methodologies. So similar types of research means whatever topic you have chosen, that topic should be related to the discipline you are teaching. So, and also it can be in similar areas of discipline, in similar areas also, or related areas. So methodologies also, you might know that there are different methodologies in research, and the funder is very much interested in what methodologies we have used. For example, it is a long-term research, or is it a short-term research? Is it a minor or major research? Things like that. Then demonstrated understanding of the topic area. Say the researcher should have a good grasp of the topic area which you are proposing. So I suggest that if you have a long service record, then you must be having some topic in which you are multiple times you are going and taking research in different areas of that research. So you should have a understanding of the topic area. Then publication record. Peer-reviewed journal articles, books, or conference papers. If you have enough number, I would suggest that at least 1 or 2 articles published in a reputed journal, preferably peer-reviewed or Scopus or Web of Science listed journals. So, if you have that article which is relevant to the topic area in which you are proposing the proposal. So next, citation metrics. So this is also, that H index impact factors are carrying a vital role in selecting your biodata. Then publications in the subject area of the proposed project. I'll give you an example for this. I received a funding grant of 7 lakhs from National Commission for Women. I have written a proposal on Gadaba tribes, but since I have already written and published articles in different journals on maternal health, so I got selected because my topic was on maternal, how the Gadaba tribe women are accessing the existing health care services. So because based on that, my proposal got selected. So previous next one, prior funding history, previously secured grants. If you are a fresher, you will not have this secured grants, but somewhere somehow you must be a part of some research. It may not be a huge grant like 15 lakhs, 30 lakhs, 1 crore like that. It may be a 50,000 or something like that. For example, from my CV itself, you will understand that I have received grants from Unnat Bharat Abhiyan. It is a central flagship program trolled out by Triple IT Delhi. So they have given grants to almost all universities and colleges. They are initially they gave SGTs, where SGPs, where 50,000 is one criteria and 1 lakh is another grant they have given to the researchers belonging to universities and colleges. So I received 50,000. I have taken up a small project in Ponduru village, which the village which I have adopted from the department side. So Ponduru is a weaving community village, and the khadi is very famous, centrally famous product. But the product does not have any identity in the commercial market. So I have taken this concept and written a small proposal safeguarding it, and also I proposed for patent rights. So because of that, I received a small grant. So that I could show in my initial proposals when I'm writing, and that small grant, apart from my consultancies, that's a research grant. So I got my CV got more grasping points, or then successful completion of past projects. So all my consultancy projects coming from 2000 onwards, they're all based on the community based projects and given funding given by private organizations or NGOs. So those also helped my profile to reflect that I have research experience. Then ability to manage budget and deliverables on time. So this is a crucial thing that the funder looks at, because if you could submit the project in time, what are the deliverables? There are only two deliverables. One is you submit your accounts in a prescribed format given by the funder. Second one is research report. And third one is progress reports. Either you need to write 1 or 2 progress reports during the period of the research project. So these are certain deliverables, and you should not deviate from the budget. That is one criteria. So budget also, how much fund you have been receiving is a catching area. Then technical skills and methodological expertise. The researcher should have proficiency in research tools, lab techniques, and data analysis methods. He should also be specialized in knowledge required for the project. Whatever project you are proposing, for example, AI, microbiology, fieldwork, or any other topics. My topics were mostly child related and women empowerment related project I have applied. Use of emerging technologies or innovative methods. These are also areas where the funder will look in your CV. Then the last one is institutional support. The support letter from the departments or deans. This is one area we should be very confident, because sometimes if you have any problems with your authorities, you will not get the support letters from the relevant departments. For example, principal or registrar or dean of research and development. So these are certain heads who will be assisting you in giving support letters. So you need to have the institutional support also. Then access to for facilities, labs, equipment, and administrative services. So one scenario I would like to say that we have a biotechnology department where since our university is a small state university, we did not have good funds. So the lab for biotechnology was underdeveloped, and they received a grant from UGC, and they could not have the equipment to conduct that. Biotechnology project. So they had to, after 1 year, they had to return back the amount because of the insufficiency of the lab equipment. So you need to have institutional support with regard to this. If you do not have a lab, then you can ask or seek for permission from your institute to approach another institute where that institute has all the required lab technology equipment and facilities. So if you get consent from that organization, you can collaborate with your institute and that institute and carry out your research work. So there are some ample institutions who come forward to collaborate. Then commitment of time and resources. For example, you will be teaching for 2-3 hours per day, and if your department is in shortage of teaching staff, you will have your workload like 4 to 5 hours also. So if you have those hours and you are receiving a research project, then you need to manage the time and resources. So this is one area the researchers will be it is very crucial for the researcher. So these are the academic qualifications that the researcher should acquire so that he can get funds. Then let us look at the different kinds of funding agencies, how to identify them, what type of funding agencies are there, where you can find these funding aspects, where you can find them in the websites or in the internet. So first thing is you have different types of funding agencies: one, government, international organizations, private foundations, and then corporate partners or industry partners. So in government, you can see ample number of sites where you can where these government agencies or institutions are giving funds. For example, National Science Foundation, National Institute of Health, National Institute of Public Health, DRDO, ISRO, and Department of Atomic Energy. This will give for both geosciences and also arts faculties, where the arts faculty have to collaborate with the science faculty and apply. Otherwise, you single if you apply, you cannot get. Then ICMR also same situation. Indian Council for Medical Research, UGC, and DST, Department of Science and Technology, Department of Biotechnology, SERB, which is a counterpart of DBT, and ICSSR, as you all know, this is a famous research institute which is funding since 5 years. Within 3 months of gap, it's always calling for proposals. ICSSR is Indian Council for Social Sciences Research, and it's situated in New Delhi. And next is National Commission for Women. You all have a state commission for women also. For each state, there is one state commission. They are also giving small funds. And there are different ministries. For example, fisheries. This is right now funding amply. Then empowerment and social justice, arts people can tap funds from this ministry. Health, women and child development, youth affairs, environment and forestry. Then NIST, National Institute of Social Defense. This is one institute which gives all over the year. There is no time space for this. Sometimes it calls for proposals, but most of the time there is a format, fixed format for them. If you go into the website, you will find that format. You can download it and write according to the format. But they will fund only for two causes. One is elderly population. The other one is drug addiction prevention, drug prevention. So if you are interested, you can apply for that. And the fund is between 10,000 to 10 lakhs. So if you want small funds, they will give for trainings as well as research aspects. So then ISI, Indian Science Institute, then uh, IISC, then ICAR, this is agriculture related organization. Then BIRAC, this is again biotechnology related. Both BIRAC and CEF are CEFIPRA. They both are collaborative partnership, and they sometimes give twice a year call for proposals. Then international organizations. There are a number of international organizations which are funding from small, which are giving small grants to large grants. UNESCO is one organization where funds are given for cultural aspects, then language aspects, then you can apply for fine arts, then economics also. If you are interested, you can apply. Then WHO, it's a health, purely health based. Then USAID, this is also health based and relief welfare activities. UNICEF, it works purely for child relief. Then World Bank is giving, as you know, large funds to state governments as well as central government. But the independent researchers from reputed institutions can also apply and get funds. Private foundations. There are numerous private foundations like Gates Foundation. It's initially it gave funds in health sector. Then it gave funds to both state governments as well as NGOs. Then Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, the same. Then Wellcome Trust. Anusandhan National Research Foundation. Recently, it gave two calls for proposals. And if you are aiming at seminar and conferences, right now you can apply for this institution. There is a fixed format, can download and write the proposal and send through either online or email. Nandi Foundation, Bairaju Foundation, both are welfare based. Both of them work for water, specifically for water and education areas. SBI Foundation, this gives for four thematic areas. One is education, water, then health, and other area I forgot, but please look, if you browse through their website, you will get the information. Then Ford Foundation, it gives funds for education field, internships if you are looking at. Then Rockefeller Foundation is one foundation which gives good internship projects. Then Tata Institute of Fundamental Research, Toyota Foundation. Recently, I have seen one Indian Council for World Affairs. It has called for proposals. So these are organizations which the arts faculty as well as science faculty can apply. Then corporate or industry partners. Here, there are CSR initiatives. As you know, that every industry, irrespective of their turnover, based on the turnover, they have to allocate around 2% of their total turnover for CSR initiatives. So now Modi government is strictly asking the institutions, all IITs and deemed universities, state and central universities, to tie up with the industry. Even we have modified our syllabuses also to some extent to include industry. So if you have these R&D and CSR tie-ups, you will get funds from them. Then Reddy Foundation is providing funds in the areas of education and health areas. Arabindo Foundation can give multiple number of funds in different areas. You please go into the website, check for areas in which it is funding. Then Google Research Awards. I will give you an example here. There is one girl who has finished her MS in America. She came back to Vijayanagaram district and she applied for Google Research Awards. Her topic was the toilet facilities to tribal women. So the disposable toilet facilities she has constructed, and she was awarded 1 crore research award from Google Research Awards. So that was a very impressive research I have seen. I visited her project area and I was very much impressed of what she has done there. Then Tata Group India. This also provides support. Then Tobacco Board, ITC, HCL, Reliance, etc. Reliance will also give you a lot of small funds to relating to telecommunications. We have participated in one telecommunication survey where the Reliance asked for the farmers to relate their experience using their mobile phone, how they are using it. So again, there is one research project done by a professor from University of Delhi, where there is he got fund from UNESCO for identifying different slangs among languages in India. You all know that there are around 400 and 4,700 odd languages in our country. And based on these languages, he wanted to uh, capture the slangs because most of the slang from the tribal areas and rural areas are fastly disappearing. So he wanted to catch that. So he got a very big, big funding, like 2 or 4 crores, I think. So then how to find these sources of funding? All these funding agencies, where do we find them? So research portals are there for all the website, all the funding agencies I have referred before. All of them have their own portals. So you can go to the website and get that information. Then another area is grant forwarding messages will come among email lists or to the research institutions by mail, like that. So you can also gather this information from your own university, college, or institution research offices. So these offices will get mails, postal mails. Then the email lists also will be there, where if you are included in one of the list, you will get multiple reminders or call for proposals continuously. Then newsletters. Some of the organizations such as WHO, UNICEF, UNESCO, UN Women, all these organizations have newsletters. They will publish their call for proposals in their own newsletters also. If they are in circulation and you have the opportunity to see, then you will have a chance to apply. Then selection criteria. First of all, proposal should align with the thematic area of the funding agency. As before I have said, some agencies are funding for health, some for atomic energy, some for space energy, some for elderly population, drug prevention, agriculture, like that. So the thematic area should fall in the scope of the funding agency, first thing. Then eligibility criteria, whether you are applying as an individual or an institution. So that eligibility criteria. And here I would like to say that my first slide, which I have told you, if you have all the qualifications which I have told earlier, that eligible criteria will fetch you. Then funding size and duration. This falls under the category like if your funding size is large, then the duration also most of the time will be like 2 years or 5 years like that. So funding size, based on the funding size, your project duration will be calculated. Then fund lines, deadlines, and frequency of calls. So most of the time, if they give a call for proposal, there will be a deadline. Sometimes they will give 1 month gap, 1 month time to apply, or 1.5 month. ICSSR, I have noticed that it will initially give you 1 month time, but if there are few research proposals gathered for them in that particular area, they tend to increase for another 1 month. So deadlines and frequency calls. And ICSSR, it calls for proposals for every 3 months, and NCW for every 1 year. Rest of the government institutions, most of them apply. Most of them call for proposals once in a year. Some are perennial, like anytime you can apply. So this is about how to identify funding agencies, what are they, and how to what criteria is there for your proposal to be selected. Let us look at the proposal itself, how we should write a proposal. Broadly, I have given the proposal sections so that it is applied for any research funding agency. Say some of them will have their own formats which we need to follow, but some of them will not give you any format. So if they did not give any format, you can stick to this proposal format which I am giving, which is a standard format. So first one is title and abstract. So title and abstract, they should be written in a precise and concise way. Then introduction and background, you need to give a little bit of introduction of your thematic area or what topic you have selected. Then objectives and hypothesis, any number of objectives and hypotheses we need to write. Then methodology, what methodology, both for research design and sampling methodology, we need to write in the methodology part. Then budget and timeline. So what budget and under what headings or overheads you are writing the budget, and at what timeline you are going to complete. This is the budget and timeline area. Then expected outcomes and impact. What outcomes are going to come because of your research, and how the society is going to be impacted because of the research. And references. This is the standard format. There are few tips when you are writing the proposal, you can use it. First one is use clear and jargon-free language. Make your proposal as simple as possible so that everyone can understand. Then visual aids. If it is possible, if the researcher asks you for a presentation, then you can opt for visual aids, but mostly charts and flow diagrams will do the job. Then highlight innovation and feasibility. So these are certain tips when you are writing the proposal. And let us look at each item. First one, title. The title should be concise, informative title, and it should clearly convey the subject and scope of the project. Scope means where this project is being implemented. For example, I'll give you a role of rural role of NGOs in rural development. This is one topic. Actually, my husband has applied in this area, but the title now, what I have stated is very broad. Rural development is a very broad area, and also NGOs is a very broad area. So we have made it into a concise thing, saying that measuring the progress of rural women who have participated in certain programs like MNREGA, GE projects, or projects by some NGO which is running the project. So if we confine that to those areas where you will specify the subject of your research and also scope where this project will be implemented. So the title should reflect both. Then abstract, a brief summary. Most of the time, the research funding or agencies will ask for summary of 250 to 300 words. This is a standard one, but sometimes they will ask for 500 words also. So based on their description, so you need to write the main problem, outline the main problem, what are the research objectives, which methodology you are going to adopt, and what are the expected results and impact. So this you need to write in the abstract. When you are writing the introduction part, you need not go for a long introduction, because most of the time researchers who are applying, they feel that whatever knowledge they have should be included in the introduction part. So they tend to write like 4 to 5 pages on the introduction part, stating about the problem, literature review, everything. But it is not required. The funder himself will say that you need to write only 600 words or 1000 words, or limit your introduction section to 200 words or 150 1500 words. So based on the word limit given by the agency, you need to write your introduction and make the introduction interesting in a way, like you can write the field of study, specify the problem, or what are the challenges that this particular research topic is facing. You need to address in the introduction part. And when you are writing the review, literature review, try to see or try to gather as many reviews as possible which are latest, like from 2026 to fall back to 5 years or 6 years, like from 2000 to 2026, like that. If you have ample number of reviews, sit with the reviews and find the areas or reviews which are reflecting your topic what you have selected. So then you can highlight the gaps or areas where you will be able to work. So research gap you can easily identify based on the literature review. Then rationale, you need to explain why this research is important, how it is building to the existing knowledge. Because always when we are finding the research gaps, it is evident that you are building, that you are bridging that gap and you are contributing to the existing knowledge, right? Then objectives and hypothesis. So research objectives you need to write in a clear specific goals, and you need to aim to achieve with the research. They should be measurable and feasible. Most of the time the beginners, in the beginning stage, I too wrote objectives which are not measurable. But you need to stick to what variables, like your objective should specifically say that you are measuring certain aspects, and the measurable variables should be feasible also. So for example, if you say that socio-economic and gender dimensions of a respondent in particular area. So what are you measuring? You are measuring the social aspect, economic aspect, and gender aspect. So you can list out the variables from these aspects, and you can see that these aspects can be feasible to measure. Then hypothesis. The hypothesis is a statement, is an assumed statement which we constantly try to prove whether it is true or false. So in your investigation, this hypothesis will guide you in a right direction. And we use hypothesis only if you are choosing quantitative research. If you are choosing qualitative research, you do not write hypothesis, you write only what is that, research questions. And another thing is, if you are choosing exploratory research, then you need not write hypothesis, because exploratory research will stop at arriving to hypothesis. Okay, so next, identification of problem. So how do you identify your problem of research? First thing, literature reviews and knowledge gaps. These you will be able to identify when you extensively look at the literature reviews. Then field observation. Sometimes when you are in the field, you will know that this is the gap which you are finding. For example, I was working with certain villages in my area, and I found that in Srikakulam area, there is a culture that the girls are married when they achieve 15 to 18 years of age. In between 15 to 18 years of age, they are married. So obviously, they become mothers after 1 year of being married. So there is a huge rate of child marriage, I mean adolescent marriages and adolescent pregnancies. So I took this concept and applied a proposal to ICSSR and got funding. So field observations and practical challenges are also very grasping. And the research funding agency will take note. Uh, Policy needs or societal issues. Uh, then previous research recommendations. Suppose if there is a gap in one area, and that researcher recommends that in these areas the further research can be done, you can take that research item and write your proposal. Then problem statement must be clear and concise. It should be rooted in evidence. And where do you find evidence? You can find the evidence in census reports, then National Health Survey reports, then NCRB, National Crime Report Bureau. There are certain agencies which will give you numbers. And most of the time, in any area we are working, all those areas will fall under sustainable development goals. So when you are looking at those goals, you will see that there are indicators which the country will be looking at, and the researchers constantly see that these indicators are not exaggerated, or they do not go beyond. So we need to link our goals to the SDGs and national missions. For example, recently there is an act formed by central government, which is National Suicide Prevention Act and Prevention Mission. So based on that, you can write a proposal. Then if you write that proposal in a way that catches the eye of the funding agency, you will get the funds. So, tips, what are the tips? Use recent data and citations and highlight the novelty or urgency. Because we have a good AI tools, I think we can gather this data from these AI tools and write the proposal. And I suggest that please don't depend completely on the AI tools, because the funder also has experience in those. And if your proposal goes through one what do you say, either plagiarism software or certain softwares are there which detect the proposal, whether it is original or it is copied. So be sure that you write in your own words and take the data, recent and data and citations from the internet, and highlight the novelty or urgency of the problem. So based on all these facts that I have stated, you can formulate your problem. So then we will look at research methodology. The research methodology, there are different kinds of research methods. One is qualitative, quantitative, or mixed methods. There are other methods also, such as experimental, exploratory, descriptive, analytical, quasi-experimental. Like this, there are different kinds of researches. If you are expert in research methodology, then your proposal will reflect that expertise. And the usually the funder will look at two areas. One is innovative nature of your proposal, the other one is research methodology. It should be good. Then components, how do you formulate your objectives? The objectives should be either one broad objective should be there, and based on the broad objective, you need to simplify the objectives into one, two, three measurable areas. So I observed that some beginners they tend to write 10 to 15 objectives, which is not required. You limit yourself to 5 to 6 objectives, stating one broad aim. And hypothesis, as I've already told, based on each objective, you need to write one hypothesis. Then data collecting techniques. There are different techniques, surveys, interviews, sensors, and other areas. If you there are more science people will have more technical aspects of data collection. Then sample methods. There are two types of samples. One is probability sampling and the other one is non-probability sampling method. So you need to find which, based on your research method, you will be choosing the sampling methods also. And analysis tools. See, there for quantitative there is one type of softwares, the qualitative there are another type of softwares. So for qualitative I can suggest two best softwares. They have both free version as well as basic free version, and as well as paid version also. So for qualitative, one is DDoS and the other one is Atlas TI. So if you are going for qualitative research, your sample will be less. But if you feed your data into these either of these tools, you'll get a very good description of your themes. Then quantitative, there are n number of softwares like R regression software, then Python, then SPSS, and other n number of quantitative analysis tools. Then softwares also are there. Ethical considerations. Always we need to remember that informed consent should be obtained from the participant who is participating in our research. Either you need to get it verbally or visually or on paper. So anyway, it is conducive. Then institutional ethics committee approval. Sometimes the agency will ask for this approval certificate. If you have an internal institutional ethics committee, fine. If you do not have, there are some organizations which have this committee, and you can send your proposal to that committee, and they will review and give approval. Data privacy and integrity. So when you are collecting data, or after you collected the data, you will put the data into a software. So either it can be Excel or SPSS or whatever. So that those files should be password protected so that nobody can view your file, or it cannot be stolen also. So you need to keep that file under password protection. Then methodology, as I said, research design, earlier I've told you. Then analysis plan, how do you analyze? Then next, budget preparation. So typical budget heads, I am showing you this budget heads. In any proposal you will find these budget heads. Okay, so personal means you can hire some staff, research staff, either research associate, project associate, research assistants, assistants, or enumerators, field enumerators. You can give any nomenclature, but hiring personnel for the research project is one area. You give salaries and to the staff for the entire period of your project. If it is 12 months, you will give for 12 months salary, you will quote here. Then equipment and consumables. If it is a science project, you need to write what equipment, how much it costs. You need also to give quotations for that. And consumables means all the chemicals and things that you need to buy. Then travel and field work. This travel, you have to quote actuals from if you are traveling within a district, your expenditure for one day you need to calculate and put it for whatever length the field work you are planning. Then data processing and analysis. This, if you are proficient in the given softwares, chosen softwares, then you can do it by yourself. But if you find it difficult, you can hire somebody and quote the hiring rate here in the data processing analysis area. Then dissemination. After you write your research project, that report should be published somewhere, either in a book form or in the form of articles in a reputed journals, or it can be published as a paper in national or international conferences. Overheads and institutional charges. Usually, the institution has to support the researcher by giving him at least 10% of the cost. They have to show that institution is supporting. Like they can give you office space, computers, or internet facility, electricity charges. If you are showcasing a seminar or a workshop under the project, they'll give you a seminar hall free of cost. These things you can show as overheads, institutional overheads. And sometimes you need to um, publish also. So publish your what do you say project in a reputed newspapers as a news item. Then if they are charging you, then those charges can be mentioned here as institutional overheads. Then budget tips. Be realistic and transparent. Most of the time I find that the funder is very interested in transparent budgets, because if you overdo the budget and your proposal is good, then then the funder will cut short your amount. For example, I have written one project for 15 lakhs, and the funder saw that it will not take that much of amount, so he cut it short for by half. So I got around 8 lakhs. So 7 to 8 lakhs. So because your if you write a transparent budget, your budget will not be cut short. Then follow funders format. It is advisable that if the funder gives you a format, stick to the format. And if they did not give any format, you can use the format which I have given you, which is standard. Just to justify every major expense. And most of the time, if you say that I need 4 research personnel, then you need to write for each personnel, like principal investigator, what he will do and what are his jobs and why you are proposing so much salary, what kind of time he will be vesting in your project. All that you should write as justifications. And for equipment, consumables, field work, travel, data analysis, all this you need to justify each item, so that the funder will be satisfied for giving this the amount you have quoted. And you also need to look at inflation adjustments. If you have written your proposal 10 years back and you send the same proposal to the funder, then you will be short-handed, because the price inflation, you know that every year it is going high. And if you quoted the backdrop prices, you will be at loss. Expected outcomes and impact. This is very crucial area, and most of the researchers find it difficult to write in their proposal because the measurable results, whatever they are, based on your objectives, you need to write those results here. The outcome can be there is a good document that comes out of your research. The another outcome can be the society finds it very amicable and invites you into their fold, or things like that. So you need to write your outcomes very in an interesting way. Then impact, how your research will be contributing to the society, to your field of discipline, and to the industry, or anyway, whether these contributions are giving you long term benefits or not. Let me give you an example here. I have taken a small uh, fund from National Institute of Public Health, in collaboration with John Hopkins University, USA. So they have given me a project for one district, asking to collect data on home deliveries in tribal areas. So when I conducted this research, I found that there are certain gaps in the government program, ICDS program. So I showcased those gaps which I have identified through my research, and wrote in my report. So the um, National Institute of Public Health has collaborated with UNICEF and based on the findings, drafted a training program which was supposed to be given to all the ASHA workers and Anganwadi workers, so that they can have more approachable, more good communication with the pregnant women, lactating mothers. So my research had a long-term benefit. Uh, Based on 1 month's not 1 month 3 months research I have done. Based on these 3 months research, there was a change in ICDS project implementation. So long-term benefits, if you can show that broad area, the funder will be interested. Then citations and formatting, you can get fire citations for your academic papers, books, and resources referred in your proposal. Then formatting, usually the researcher will ask for either APA is a standard formatting style. Then MLA and Chicago, sometimes they ask. If they do not ask, please prefer APA. And how to apply? Usually, you need to register in the funders portal. For example, if it is ICSSR or NCW, etc., you need to. There is a portal where you need to register your initial details. Then it will take you to a dashboard. Then in the dashboard, there will be an application which contains around 2 to 4 pages, 1 to 4 pages, and in these pages you need to fill all the areas that they will give you. And sometimes you need to upload certain things also, where I'll come back to that. But initially you need to register. And other areas like foundations and then I have told about private institutions. So in their website, they will give you only email address. You can write your proposal in a Word format and send your proposal to their email address. There ends the matter. Then during so getting internal approvals. So they will, if the funder asks you to get your, they will give you a forwarding letter which should be signed by the head of the institution or head of the department. For example, if it is a college, principal is the head of the institute. If it is a university, then registrar will be the head of the institution. So, based on the letters that they have given for internal approvals, you need to get it filled and duly signed by your head. Then upload documents in required format. During submission, we need to upload certain documents. So here, what happens is the researcher usually concentrates more on the writing of the research, but has little interest in uploading the documents. If you do not upload the required documents in the prescribed format given by them, there will be only two kinds of formats. One is PDF and the other one is JPG. So either in these two formats, and they'll give you also limitation on the file. What do you say? File. Like 25 MB, 5 MB, like that. So if you need to compress your formats and then upload it. Then complete online forms. Sometimes they will give you CVs or letters of support. Those you need to download it and get them signed, and then you need to complete the forms. Then ensure timely submission. Most of the time, the funder will give you a deadline, and some of the researchers tend to wait till the end of the till the last date and submit on the last date. I advise you not to submit on the last date, because that date the server will be very busy, because everybody will be cluttering to submit their report on the same day. They will be uploading everything, so the server will be obviously busy, and if you don't get the chance to upload your documents, then it will be difficult. So I advise you to complete all the uploading of your documents prior hand 1 week before itself, and concentrate on your proposal later. Then that will ensure you timely submission. Acknowledge a receipt. After submission, you will get an acknowledged receipt. Some do not give, some will give. Those who give the receipt, you please either take a screenshot or take a downloaded report receipt. Download your receipt and keep it for your future references. Tracking and updates. See, sometimes they'll give you tracking, sometimes they don't. But if there is a tracking system, you can track what is the status of your proposal. Then other procedures, post award procedures. After you receive a grant, you will be entering into an MOU signing or grant agreement. So they will ask you to print the agreement on a 10 rupees stamped page or 100 rupees stamped page, and get it duly signed by your head of the institution. Then fund distribution and utilization, they will give you a format which we need to be duly signed. Then if during the period of your project, either they will ask for interim reports, or which is also nomenclated as progress reports. Every 3 months or 4 months, like that, they will ask you reports. You need to fill accordingly and send. Then financial audits. This audit will be done towards the end of the survey. They will ask you to submit a utilization certificate along with the audit statements. Then final reports, the research reports, whatever you're writing, those we need to submit. Then compliance and documentation, ethics and IP rights. If you are in science and technology field, this is a very important area. Then acknowledgement of funding agencies in publication. So this also, when you are writing your article on the subject, on the proposal which you have written, on the project that you have been granted, towards the end you need to give acknowledgement of the funding agency, that you have received fund from so and so agency, and this article is funded by them. So next procedure, project closure. You need to submit your utilization certificate and results data. Then if your research is impressive and innovative, then there is a scope for extension. Then you can apply for extension also. These are certain web links that I have gathered, so that you will get a picture of how the proposals are called for. So now AICTE also, it is a all the engineering colleges and technology colleges will be registering in AICTE. It is also funding for small grants. Then research grants for newly appointed staff. Then UGC also is giving grants for recent recruits. Then for national seminars and conferences. So FDP is also AICTE is giving funding. And for every state, there is a higher education council which also gives small amounts for seminars and research grants. So this is about my proposal. Thank you very much for being patient in listening to my lecture. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask.
Thank you, ma'am. If you're having any questions, please
Yeah,
put your
we
questions
have
in
some
chat
time,
section
please.
or you can ask directly to ma'am.
Hello. Sorry, I'm unable to understand what you have spoken.
Participants, if you
If
have
you,
any queries, you can just put in the chat box.
yeah, I was just suggesting the
Yeah.
same thing. Spell the software. Atlas TI. ATLAS TI. Sorry, Atlas TI. I think I can write it in the chat box itself. Then deduce. And I request you since you are all beginners, I request you to do first thing when you are applying for any project now, first you go and study all the guidelines, because I'll share one of my experience. I joined as a regular faculty in 2010, and for 5 years I was applying for ICSSR, and I did not read the guidelines properly because I was under the understanding that after applying in online, I need not send any documents like the printed copy of the uh, application form, then my CV, then all the credentials that I have, the photocopies of that. I need to send within 10 days of that time to ICSSR. But I didn't read the guideline, and for 5 years, I was thinking that applying online is enough. So I didn't get the fund during that time. So for the beginners, what we need to do is take a printout of all the guidelines and get a good grip on the guidelines before you start. Then another suggestion is that you keep a proposal written beforehand. Before the call for proposal is called, you write a proposal. You take 1 month's time, fine tune your proposal 2 3 times. Like it's like sharpening a pencil. After writing the proposal, give it to somebody who is well versed in that. Get it checked for whatever things you have. Then I think your proposal will be fine tuned. So then you will get a grip on your proposal, and when there is a call for proposal, it'll be easy for you. And also always keep all the documents such as a PhD. Yeah, if you have a PhD, then you have a soft copy in PDF format, and your curriculum vitae, which should not be more than 2 pages, that you need to have in PDF. And then and the other documents like support letters from your institutions, forwarding letters, all these you need to get it signed and kept ready, so that while applying it will be easy for you, and there will be not you'll not lose time in applying, right? I hope my lecture is useful to you all. And if you need the links, I will share my presentation to your organizers. They can share it with you.
Dear participants, the floor is open for questions. You can ask or you can clarify any of the doubts if you have with the resource person.
Yeah, regarding methodology, anything, how to write the proposal. I've told you, in those areas. If you have any queries, please ask me. And most of the
Any
beginners,
question?
yeah, please tell me. Most of the beginners will be having a hesitation. Like we have our confidence levels also will be very low, like when we are applying for the first time or two, three times if we are, and sometimes we are applying for numerous times and our proposal is not getting selected. So we become despaired and desperation comes out and we think that anyhow we are not getting any proposals. What is the point of writing a proposal? So so don't get discouraged. I myself is a Gajini. Like I tried like 15 years. I tried for government sanctions, and it takes time. It takes experience. It takes a lot of expertise. So you need to tune yourself. Don't get discouraged. I would very much like to listen to one or two of the participants, sir.
Dear participants, the floor is open for the questions. You can at least post your questions in the chat box.
Yeah.
Ma'am, there is a question. Ma'am,
Yeah.
any challenges faced during the proposal, ma'am, from your
Proposal writing.
experience?
Proposal writing, madam.
Yes, ma'am.
Right. I faced a challenge like while I was writing, I I thought one proposal was very good, and I started posting the same proposal for all the call for proposals, all funding agencies. So ultimately, after some 4 5 years, I once again looked at my proposal, and after these 5 years, I gained a lot of knowledge in research methodology. So I thought that what I'm writing, this proposal is very vague, and my objectives were vague. My methodology, what I have proposed, is vague. So I literally threw out that proposal and started writing different proposals based on as I've said, your evidence should be rooted in the society, and whatever facts that you are presenting in the rational area, they should be grounded. If that knowledge I have gained. and need not write all kind of technical jargon. Like there is no need for us to use high language, English language, or difficult terms should be included in the proposal. That we need not use. Stick to simple English. Your proposal will get selected. There is no limit for you.
Dear participants, any more queries?
So how many are you from science faculties and how many are you from uh, arts faculty? Arts background, science background, technology background. Right. Discipline, ma'am? Science, discipline, humanities, science. Okay, commerce. Good. I'm seeing that most of the commerce people are very interested in these. And if you are from commerce, you can tap industry funds. We have around 13 industries in Srikakulam, which are closely, which are falling within 30 kilometers of our university. One is Aravindo Foundation. They have given us 2 crores for construction of a infrastructure, construction of modern, ultra modern kitchen for our hostel. So you can approach, and there is another national. Nagarjuna Agrochemical Limited. This is a industry which is 5 kilometers away. They always give funds for our seminars, then conferences. Then they have given us dustbins also to place it for our clean and green environment concept. So small funds also you can get from industries, and they have funded us for a village survey. Uh, for around 5 lakhs they have given. The computer science, I think there are all the government institutions that I have shown will give, they have computer science projects.
Any more questions?
Okay, shall we wind up, sir?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I think no more questions. Maybe since they are freshers, right? So they may uh, initiate their work from here after only, I think so.
Yeah,
Yeah, so,
when they are writing, they will get a lot of
lot of doubts.
doubts.
That's fine. Fine, ma'am. Then we'll go for a conclusion.
Yeah.
Asha, ma'am. Asha, ma'am, or Kalishwari, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
You can just give a vote of thanks.
Yes, sir. Dear ma'am, it was our pleasure having you today. The way you explained the guidelines of writing the research proposal for freshers like us, like applying research proposals in various reputed institutions. Each and every detail you gave us a insight of how we should approach to write a research proposal, and the methodology part of the proposal which you gave us clear guidelines to approach. So that was also a very much important part that we should concentrate on, and even sharing all the small details which we should keep in mind while approaching or while writing a research proposal also gave us a input that we should concentrate on. So thank you so much, ma'am. Surely we will follow your instructions and your guidance while taking or while writing a research proposal. And once again, I thank you on behalf of Department of Management, Kristu Jayanti University, for your insightful lecture today, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Also profusely thank the organizers for giving me this opportunity. It's a pleasure to meet you all, to interact with you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am.